recess, so we will start. Yes, yes. Okay, we were just handed some more figures here. Go, everybody look at these.
Judy, was there anything that really caught your eye that we? No.
On this sheet that we have, I think I added the other two that soil and water, wanted their office manager moved from a 5 to an 8.
Right.
We didn't vote on that. So I did add that to the sheet. And then I did not have on there the sheriff's request to have 96 days paid out instead of 45 upon retirement. So those two things still need to be voted on.
Okay.
Oh, and the lieutenant took,
Soil and water and the sheriff, so,
the three,
paying out
the three
retirement.
white, that are not highlighted on there.
And that lieutenant to captain, we
Lieutenant
didn't
to
vote.
captain.
We
need to-
didn't vote on the
yeah, we
white
need to vote on
items
that.
that are highlighted.
What's blue indicate?
Blue, oh, I took my little thing off. Blue is no. That they had voted no on.
Okay.
The EMA one that's orange, that is, it was already in their budget. So we wouldn't be adding anything else.
That was overtime, right? Hey, the clothing allowance for the sheriff, we didn't vote on that?
Is it yellow?
Yeah,
That's yes.
that's the one we did.
Yes.
Approved it, yeah.
Yellow is yes, blue is no. White is you need to do today.
Judy, did we vote that veterans assistant new position, did we vote that as a part-time?
You voted for the part-time to become full-time, and
And
then the other
request is a
full-time,
no.
and the other full-time was a no. So they'll have 3 full-time employees if it's approved by the whole council.
I heard of a news story over the weekend about how many veterans now have fallen into poverty because they're not able to be employable. And I'm wondering if maybe we're dropping the ball on that because they're in such dire straits. I feel very bad about doing that because I think we owe veterans a great deal, and I'd like to revisit that and talk about maybe we should
Move that person back to
move,
part-time.
well, no, I think we should add that second guy.
And
Yeah, I think we owe veterans an awful lot. It's easy to say no, but, you know, that means they're going uncared
well,
for. I know it costs money, but boy, they've given a great deal.
But we are increasing that part-time position to full-time.
you
Yeah,
know.
so they would have 3 full-time and
But
26.
we've got that whole place out there where, you know.
Well, I don't even know how we got started out in that place, where Tim's at. I don't even know, I don't know the history of how he even got an office out there.
Senator Donnelly built the whole thing out there, and, you know, and so they have an office out there that it's a facility where they treat veterans.
Yeah, I just,
So they put the office out there, so when they can go in, it's an east side,
yeah, when they have a
comparable to
doctor's
this
appointment
office.
or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Is it possible to get, say, for the last 2 or 3 years, and this may be towards Larry, I'm not sure who, the amount of funds we have that we brought in for the year and the amount of expenditures we had for the year? Doesn't have to be detailed. Can we find out how much money we brought in for, say, 23, and then how much went out in 23, and then how much we brought in 24, and how much went out in 24?
Meet the budget.
For the-
Not
for
necessarily
the
just the budget,
veterans?
as a county.
You mean for the veterans?
No.
Just
This
general.
has nothing to do with the veterans. I'm just curious to know. Overall, can we find that out for even 22, 23, 24, and then look at what we've done so far in 25? I just think it's kind of important for us to have a better understanding of what we're dealing with. Again, it doesn't have to be super detailed by any means, just this is what we brought in, this is what we spent. And this is what we started with on that year, this is what we brought in, this is what we spent, and so we should have X amount of dollars above or below, the math works out. I know it was before your time. Yeah.
No, you can be able to go back and see what each budget is. Here.
I mean, they just have their budget and they spend it and, you know, they spend what's appropriated.
Thank you.
Would you guys consider revisiting that veteran position?
Not if we go from full-time to that other position. That's not what he requested, was it?
He requested one full-time position, and then the full-time position to go to, or the part-time position to go to full-time. So that would make them 4 down there is what total they wanted. So we did, you did increase the part-time to a
To a
full-time.
full-time.
There'll be no part-time hours, so there'll be 3 employees. 2 here and 1 out there.
Oh, you're fine. I don't need it right now. You can email it to me later, it's fine, or whatever.
I'd like to get that, you know, that's no problem.
Okay.
She can find that.
But we can go ahead and go while the
It
kind of
takes
numbers
a
are
while
coming
for
out.
the,
Or when you're doing a whole year.
warm up on Mondays.
So I guess you need to discuss these 3 that are in white.
So that sheriff, lieutenant to captain, that would be a 30, do you not want to consider those until you see what the
Yeah, we can
figure
see-
is?
yeah,
We're just gonna sit here.
Also, the request for 90 sick days paid out instead of 45 upon retirement. Should remain at 45.
You want to call for the question on that, vote on it?
Sure.
Stephen, you want to make a motion?
I need to abstain from sheriff's office items, if possible, please.
A motion to keep it at 45.
Yeah. Motion made, I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. You voting?
No. Yeah, I mean, I'll vote yes. Right. Excuse me. Trying to read and focus here.
Chew gum?
Yeah, got my gun out. Okay, the other one would be soil and water. Letter here. You get a copy of this all on that Outlook. Look on Outlook.
And so, and water? That's my niece. I abstained on that.
I feel like he sent out,
They're having that fifth grade doodah going on this 3 days, by the way, down at the fairgrounds. If you're inclined to stop by, it's a big deal.
This is the thing that Tammy was sent to you. If you look here, these changes, it's $1 million.
what are you looking at right now?
This,
The cost and the changes.
you had the same thing? Okay.
What is it?
For Brendan.
Oh. Well, that's on that
You wanna move?
question that they had on that money and so forth, that they did get the money from the board and they paid it out and so on and so on.
They wanna move the office manager to 8.
Keep in mind, she works for Brendan.
Yeah, is it,
She works for Brendan. They really do have that place rolling.
Well, the thing is, with these positions, if we take people from the that's the question I have. We change these now, not knowing exactly what we're doing with the salaries.
But you have to put the salaries to, I mean, it's fair. Are they worth more money? If you give them a raise up to a position that's fair with everybody else, you haven't raised them to the midpoint, then it's not going to be fair when you raise them to the midpoint. You see what I mean?
did he send out an email on this?
Yes,
I s-
under outlook.
Well, I see an email in reference to, yeah, I'm looking at the right email.
Go ahead. Because the way it's done, if you read there,
That's
Like I
at
said, Soil and Water Conservation Board appropriates
Brendan's.
$3,000
Oh.
from the checking account for staff over.
Ever since I worked here up until through 23, so it's from 17 to 23, we always got a $3,000 check with the letter, which the attachment should be in there, that states that it's for any overtime they may have. So it was always deposited into county general, and if they had any overtime, it was paid out because they're on our payroll, through payroll. And that's basically all I know through 2023. In 2024 and 2025, we didn't receive, I went back and looked, we didn't receive anything from Soil and Water Board.
The last time we met, I don't remember who mentioned it, but somebody said that they also didn't mind taking it from a 5 to a 6 or to a lower position. My question was gonna be, has anybody looked to see what the duties are of this position and what
Are we
it should-
talking about Soil and Water?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that last time we did this, somebody said if not an 8, maybe a 7 or 6. They were just wanting to get that position bumped up.
She runs the office, he's out in the field. She does all the office. There's another person in there. Who answers the phone?
Spoke with HR.
Because we don't really have control over like duties to match the grade.
Right.
So we just took into consideration that they did talk to HR, and that was, from my assumption, what was recommended, the 5 day by HR.
It's a big deal.
We also included it in our, figures to limit the figures and have it set it and paid.
It's Kara's recommendation.
So you can see on your screen, right here, grades and eight, taking her to an 8, that's how much she would make hourly, and then salary is not. But you can match it to what was on here, so you can kind of see the difference that way. You can see what she was currently making versus what she would be making if you were to an 8.
The thing is, you change the grades to that, and then you take the midpoint. There you go. If you don't get the midpoint, then,
But the question is the job worth that?
yeah, and who knows?
But Kara said the
That's
job,
it.
that's what the job is worth. She evaluated him, it's not, they didn't evaluate,
Right.
Kara evaluated.
That is one person.
Says office manager, so.
That it changes your title a little bit. The new job description came a little bit of the job description. Had to change it.
you're looking at comes from the state, separate appropriation from the state. Yeah,
If you've did you print out the letter?
yeah.
Okay, that's what we get. And then the check, I think there's a copy of the check too that was on that email.
There is a photocopy.
Okay, so that's where it came from. I assume it's their board, and that's the
Yeah.
letter that they provided every year.
It is their board, and I did talk to Brennan. We discussed with him that the reason why it probably should come to the auditor's office is for safe practices. With State Board of Accounts, you know, we never know what they're gonna audit next. We wanna make sure that we're doing the right thing, being accountable.
Need a motion?
I'll make a motion to, well, I mean, if they're saying it's an 8, then I don't know that we have a choice of anything but an 8. Am I correct in that assumption?
No, we can just that, but
I do have a quick question. This may be for Judy and Morgan, I don't know. We are on our 8, we're at 2419, they're at 2418. They're hit. On our 8, we're at 2419 for the auditor, and they're at 2418. What's the difference? Okay.
motion.
Sure. I'll make a motion to move soil and water office manager from a 5 to an 8.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, next, lieutenant to a captain.
That's just a stipend.
Is that what a stipend pays?
But from a lieutenant to a captain, isn't there a pay difference?
It's just a stipend.
Be the same, it's just titles, they get certain stipends for certain titles.
Motion to approve.
My understanding is there's not an actual position, it's not an official rank, it's
Just a stipend that
more
goes
of an
with the rank.
appointment. Yeah,
And everybody gets the rank, gets a stipend.
right.
Motion to approve.
I have to abstain on this.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That's all the change.
Okay. What's that Parks Levy Fund? Why is that in white? Just 'cause it's, just,
That's the fund.
so we're good there? Oh. Okay.
Okay. Then you look at the highway, same amount.
Yeah, because they are wanting to increase our part-time, both of them are
Oh, okay,
14,
that's
17 an
18.
hour.
Okay.
Yeah, they're moving them to 18, and they're different funds, so that's why they're under their own headings.
Okay.
Whereas all the rest of it was county general. All the bottom was county general.
What else we got?
Yep. Maybe.
Is there any chance we have those numbers? Oh, we do have them now?
That's what they've been working on all weekend.
These guys have worked their butts off.
If it gets larger, will it look worse?
All right, so what year are we looking at here?
No, this is,
This is for current.
For what the difference would be to go from where they are now to midpoint.
Okay.
This right here.
That's not so bad.
The first line is how much it's gonna cost to do county general up, and then you have your elected officials, the difference, and then you have your other fund difference on the side.
Is that dispatch? Is dispatch another? Wasn't dispatch one of them you said you didn't have a midpoint on or something? So who is in other?
16,
Blair is on there.
oh,
Reassessment, highway.
it is glaring. Hold on just a second. Let
Parks.
us move this board. It's got the glare on it.
The others are the ones that have their own funds. So you got parks, health,
Tip it,
highway.
Perfect. That's good, right there.
So, just out of
Can you see
curiosity,
it, Steve?
yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Why are those on other instead of in?
Because they're not included in county general.
Because county general's its own fund with all of these.
They get paid out of the fund. So in your other funds, you have, one from health probation, you have all your dispatchers. You have engineering, you have the recorder's office, health department, juvenile Samaritan, parks.
So I guess I'm asking, just to educate myself, not challenging anything, why do we have an other fund? Why are they not with the rest of their,
Some of them bring in their own revenues, so they pay out of their own funds.
gotcha, okay. So my follow-up question, when I asked if you had the numbers, this wasn't what I was referring to. Were you able to get the numbers pulled up for what our total income versus outgoing is? Okay. Okay.
Can we go off topic for just a second? Judy, what is your title? Judy.
I think it isn't it financial supervisor? Grant, oh, you can pull that right up.
And that's why we give her an increase this year,
How much of an increase did you get?
4,000 something. And then, we take the midpoint plus, she will get that increase.
So you can compare her and Brady if you want to. She was a 10, she got her to a 12. Your hourly.
Okay. All right, I just want to be sure she doesn't quit. Well, I got a gun on him, so no big, he's not gonna quit. I know Judy's been, I know Judy's really been stressed out. This has been very trying.
It's, but that's,
Yeah, well, that's the part that worried me. Okay. All right. So we think this is pretty accurate, somewhat pretty fairly on the money.
How much additional it costs everybody? You can always round it up a little bit.
Mr. Commissioner sitting back there looking like the catbird. Come on up here to the microphone, would you do? As a member of the council, I believe that it's time for us to come into the now pay-wise for these folks. How you feel about it?
First, I want to add that I was extremely right with my $1.7 million.
You had the vote. You guys had your little bet, don't you?
After working with Kara earlier this year and going over some information, then I sat with them for a little bit. was it Thursday, and we had some more conversation. I knew it had to be around the 1.5 to 1.8 million dollar range. So that's really good. Just, I think you're going to take an initial general fund hit right now, and then we'll build upon it, over the next couple of years, seeing how things are going to go. But yeah, I mean, we've been having this conversation for 3 years now. So
It's time to do it, isn't it? Time to pull the trigger.
I said, this is the year, we must do it, the general fund where it is.
yeah, what I told these ladies was, which they're doing a fantastic job, was right now you're setting a baseline, and we know what to work off of next year. And whether we want the council to be involved or not, an appointment from you guys, we are going to do a personnel committee again. That will probably meet once a month. Doesn't have to be an official thing to come to the council and make recommendations, but at least we got multiple eyes on something with Kara and with hopefully a council member and somebody from the auditor's office to make.
And hopefully a council member.
Yeah.
Would you consider not having a council member? I don't think we'd give you much respect if we weren't involved in it.
No, I want you involved. Just last time I mentioned it a couple months ago, I didn't get too much good feedback, so no feedback at all, actually. So
Can I ask a couple questions? Open for, okay. So, first off, I'll say I'm in favor of getting everybody to midpoint as well. I think there's a couple questions we should at least ask ourselves. One of which is, how much more are we spending for 26 than what we had for 2025? So how much additional budget are we needing for that so far? Question number 2 is, then we need to add the increase of this, which would bring me to question number 3, which is, how much are we bringing in a year and how much are we putting out a year? So we know, and it sounds like Chris probably knows.
Problem is, you won't know for this year. I mean, for
6.
26, you won't know our income because we feel we may have some decrease in tax revenue.
Right. But
But you,
we know it's not going to be more than 25. So we could look at 25 and say, okay, conservatively, this is the best it's going to be, and it's probably going to be a little worse because of decreased revenue. And then what's our plan to offset this?
you fund it through the general fund.
So
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
You fund it through the general fund, which we have money in the general fund that would cover it. And then, like Chris says, it gives us a base to work off of for our employees,
Mm-hmm.
knowing going forward and see what funding does. Like I said, it's so hard to make a decision until you know a tax rate and you know what our losses are. But right now, the general fund can probably fund this, We're gonna take a hit this year. And like Chris said, he said, that gives us a base to work off of for next year.
You're off, by the way. All right, so and it's my understanding, again, correct me if I'm wrong, the tax rate is set based on what we spend. It's not, they don't just give us a tax rate. It's based on what we need, and then the state then.
Our budget.
Right, based on our budget. So the state would increase the tax rate on property based on the budget that we're saying we need.
not just your budget.
What's that?
Not just your budget.
Go ahead.
It would be any township, school corporation, library, fire protection district, the county's budget, city of Terre Haute, and all the municipalities in the county. So to keep your tax rate stagnant, your goal is to have a good, healthy budget and you don't overspend. In Vigo County's perspective, since I've been commissioner, I don't know, I just texted Tammy and asked her, but I don't know of a year that we haven't brought in more revenue than what we budgeted. So we consistently do that, and that's because of these guys. I mean,
Say that one more time. You don't know of a year.
I don't know of a year that we haven't brought in more revenue
That
than
we
what we have
haven't brought in.
spent. Yeah, we haven't
Okay.
brought in. I mean, we consistently bring in more revenue in this county than what we budget for, which is why
But to-
General fund is where it's at.
Yeah, the general fund's where it's at. Yeah,
Okay.
all that additional revenue that comes in goes to the general fund.
So if and I may not understand this correctly, but if I do understand correctly, to bring in more money,
Mhm.
we have to raise property tax. Not, we are not raising property taxes, but the state, how are we
No,
bringing in more
no.
money?
No, I mean, there's like
We have investments and,
investments, but also some of those other funds that they were just talking about with those employees. Many departments have their own revenue stream that they don't have an account set up where they get to go capture that money.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll have to come back to the council and ask for their money if they were to use it. Like, say, building inspection, for example, they go out, write a fine for grass services. It's over 6 months, it's $200. They collect that money goes straight into the general fund.
right.
And there are several departments that do that don't have is it perpetuation fund? Is that what I'm?
Yeah, right.
Non-reverting? Yeah.
Non-reverting funds.
Non-reverting.
So the county's general fund will continue to make more money every year through various departments. It's not Vigo County's goal to go reassess property to get more taxes. It's whatever all of those budgets combined to look like according to the state. They'll set a tax rate, and then we all pay that same tax rate.
In fact, Chris, it's our goal to not make more money by reassessing. We don't want to raise taxes.
And Steve, your tax rate might be different than mine because my township is different than yours, and my fire protection is different than
Right.
yours.
Right.
Right.
So all those things have to be taken into consideration, because a lot of times that we see on social media is, oh my God, our reassessments went way up. They have for the last 6 years.
Yeah.
But it's not Vigo County's goal to go collect more tax revenue. It's just dependent upon the budget you guys set and living within that budget.
And every time somebody builds some big project in the community, it adds more assessment,
And-
and that raises more money.
And your trustees counts by township, and that's why your rates on each township is different.
Mhm.
Because like Harrison Township, of course, being so large, they they have a big, Honey Creek is a little different, Lost Creek's different, so all those are rates. And then he talks about the fire districts, which most of them have fire districts now.
Yeah.
You used to, they were volunteer fire departments, now they have full-time people
Right.
and they have a tax rate, that fire district rate. That's why they get involved with us coming to the council, looking at their budgets too.
So I don't remember if it was Kevin that explained this to me or perhaps someone else. I don't recall who it was. So I may totally have this incorrect. I remember saying, being somebody that wasn't overly happy when I saw assessments go up.
Yeah.
As the majority of the community was. And I think it was Kevin that explained it, possibly on the podcast.
Yeah.
That just because an assessment goes up doesn't mean your property taxes go up.
Right.
As long as we, the council, curbs our spending and we don't spend more than what we spent last year, then property taxes don't go up.
Well, it's not even necessarily saying you spend more than last year. It's just establishing your budget for 2026 and not going outside of your budget in 2026. So even with all the additionals that we might have all year long, that still does not matter because we're still living within the budget that was set.
So I guess my next question would be is if we are bringing in a little more each year than what we are spending, how much more are we going to spend by taking everybody to midpoint and with the additional expenses that we have? And are we still staying within what we brought in 2025?
Based off my previous calculations, I had us up 2.4 million.
Okay.
And you add the just round to 1.7 million, add that to it, you're still a little over 4 million. So it's still within, and when we put everything on Gateway, we highly inflated all of our numbers, and it still said we were within our budget.
Okay.
Because DLGF reviews that and then tells us.
And we cut from request probably over $1 million.
Yeah.
Well over $1 million from what we requested.
Right.
So, yeah, until the rate comes out, we really don't know.
Steve,
Yep.
I want you to think of the county's general fund in the small business mindset as that's the county's checking account.
Sure.
That's our savings account. And that's what we will continue to build while we can when things are good.
Mm-hmm.
Then when things change Senate Enrolled Act 1, you have to look to the county's checking or savings account to make adjustments. But knowing what happens in 2027 with local income tax rates and the changes that will have to be made, Vigo County is still going to be healthy because we can still implement our 1.2% local income tax, which is less than what it is now, but we get that 1.2% lit dedicated to Vigo County.
Mhm.
It doesn't spread anywhere else.
Right.
City of Terre Haute has to dedicate their own lit. West Terre Haute, all those people. So our revenue streams are still going to be strong, especially in the general fund. And then you guys will decide as a council where those local income tax dollars go. If you want, of that 1.2%, 0.2% goes to the general fund, that's fine. 2%, we create and establish another edit fund, that's fine. But you guys will make those decisions on how to continue to build those funds.
Thank you.
And he stays up on the Senate bills and all this stuff.
Unfortunately,
And,
yeah. Well, I mean, we're going to be the loudest one at the State House next year. I mean, Vigo County, Vanderburgh County, all of us, because
Is it
it
time
doesn't have to be this way. Yeah.
and Senate Bill 1 and 382 were a lot of these different bills that
Mhm.
will affect us. So,
Just,
thank.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Just another thought, I know Josie's doing an amazing job right now. We're getting ready to reinvest 20 million.
Nice.
We're in the process of doing that right now, so she's keeping up on that, and I think we're in a really good position right now.
Yeah, and that's where we've been lucky with investment rates and what's been done. It
Our
sure
county
helped us a
treasurer
lot.
has always invested heavily
Yeah.
here.
And
We've both
Josie did a
gotten
great
good
job
investment.
initially when we received our American Rescue Plan Act funds. She invested those immediately
Yeah.
and got us, I think, in between $5 and $6 million just on the investment.
Yeah, we're taking she's taking 20 million out and put it in Indiana
Thank you.
bond bank, because they are government per se. They work with government, and they'll get us a better return.
Chris, on the rainy day fund, there's almost 900,000 in there, a little over. Are we investing that?
I'd have to ask Brad. I don't
I
know.
asked-
I don't think so. I think it's just staying there in case of an
Yeah.
emergency, but I don't believe
There's
so.
some money we could put into, investments.
And then also,
We haven't touched that.
the gaming revenue that we receive from the casino, I don't think we don't want that to go to salaries, but we have not dedicated that money to anything yet. We're waiting on a significant project to come along. That's a little over $1 million, I think, now.
Yeah.
And we'll continue to bring that in every year as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you for
Yeah.
that information. And keep doing that, going to those meetings so you can feed us.
Keep giving my travel expenses and I
We got one coming up. Okay.
Should we make a motion
Thank
for
you.
the employees?
Well, you want to see these figures first?
I would love to see figures first, always.
I just have county general, not all other funds, but county general I looked at. In 2022, we brought in 41,895,000. We spent 40,883,000. So, in 23, we brought in a little over 49 million. We spent a little over 43 million.
Okay.
In 24, we brought in 53,500,000.
What year?
24.
24, 53,547,43. We spent 50,124,763.
So
I don't
we're
think since
gaining
I've been
every
here,
year.
there's never been a year that we spent more than what we brought in.
He's back.
That number includes the additional appropriations too.
Okay.
So I know sometimes, especially being on the council and as commissioner now, we look at, oh my gosh, they're coming back for another additional. We're still living within the revenue we bring in by a lot.
That's just county general, where our savings account, is that what
Yeah,
you
yeah.
call it?
Checking savings account,
Or
yeah.
checking account.
So, help me understand this for fun. We're all here to have fun. If we stay, you said we proposed this, or you put the numbers up, and it said we were within budget. If we stay within budget, despite everybody having a higher assessment, Am I to understand people's property taxes will not go up?
We can't guarantee that because it's not just Vigo County. If you were to look at Vigo County government, we establish our budget and we show collectively over the last 3 or 4 years that we have stayed within our budget. If it was just our budget, our tax rates would stay the same. But knowing the small townships in the town of Riley and Sealyville and West Terre Haute, which West Terre Haute's struggling incredibly over there, you know, their tax rate's going to play a substantial role in my tax rate in Sugar Creek Township. Vigo County's tax rate will not. So you're correct in saying Vigo County lives within its means. If it was just based off of Vigo County's budget and our tax rate, we would stay flat and level. But including the library, the special units,
City of Terre Haute.
yeah, you can't say that because we don't know yet. Haven't seen their budgets yet. Once we see them on DLGF, we might have a better understanding, but we won't know what our tax rate is probably until late this year. So yeah,
So again, I'm gonna show my ignorance here. Me living in southern Vigo County, my tax rate can be impacted by West Terre Haute not falling within their budget?
your tax rate would be impacted within your township.
Okay.
So in your township, you're still paying the library, the special unit, because that is a quasi-agency of Vigo County government. You're paying
Your fire district.
your fire protection district, if you have one. Any other special units that might be in your district, I'm not sure of yours, I just look at mine. Township, yeah.
So as long as the township stays within their budget.
Correct,
And
as
the
long as
county
the
stays
fire.
within their budget.
As long as the fire protection district stays within their budget, in the city, yeah.
Okay.
You're good.
And on the average, what I understood was the state assessed values went up about 20%, 19 to 20% as an average for the state.
Mhm.
And of course, we met with Baker Tilly and Baker Tilly, when we had our discussions, said, we're strong.
Yeah, the only way to keep our tax rates the same is to grow. You guys had the opportunity to do that to incentivize, and I know this is a double-edged sword, you give an abatement and after years, or if it's a staggered abatement, they start paying, but you have to grow your community to get more net assessed value to keep your tax rates lower. If you are a not growing community on the economic forefront, then you will go behind a little bit and your tax rates will probably go up. But with Intech and Zinc Power and Saturn Pet Care's continued investment, SDI is looking for another spot down south. I mean, we have showed collectively over the last 5 years that we are continuing to grow, and our net AV went up consistently, I think like 40% this year. So we're hopeful that our property taxes will stay the same. But, you also have to consider the school corporation in that too. I think I mentioned that earlier. But, yeah, that's what we're always hoping for. I don't think it's anybody's intent in this building as an office holder to, we just want more property tax revenue to do more. Because that's your guys'
Chris
job.
said as these abatements come down, that's more income.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, everybody, they sometimes get upset about abatements, but as they grow, 10% a year, or different, you got more income.
That's why people jump in, like, when that deal out on Ohio Boulevard, $71 million, everybody jumps in. County leaders want that because that adds to the total assessment. I mean, keeps your property taxes down. Yeah, it's a big deal. And, you don't think about trees, you think about income for the community, keep people's taxes down.
I'd be happy, Steve, to talk to you about several things, but that Ohio Boulevard project had nothing to do with us. We're county elected officials, but in the scheme of things, having an additional $71 million worth of net assessed value
It's a big
assures
deal.
us that our property taxes either remain stagnant, barely go up, or stay the same. So those are the type of investments when we went to the council and asked for $5 million worth of American Rescue Plan Act funds to help push that out into the community for more development. Those were the things we were looking at, and the council, City of Terre Haute, didn't agree. But that's what we're looking for.
All right, thanks again. Okay, let's look at this here.
Alrighty.
Have you already entered stuff into Gateway, you say?
We had to, for the notice to taxpayers.
Right.
But like highly, highly inflated,
Yep.
because we didn't know the direction.
Well, yeah.
Where things were going, so.
Yep.
Yes. And they reviewed, like our Form 4Bs, they've reviewed, and that's where they're saying that we're still within our means for the budget so far. And then obviously those numbers will come down, so we'll still be well within our means. But I can't do anything until it's been fully adopted, and then the LGF has the final say on that.
So our payroll, much larger than I expected. Good. It's hard to sometimes see when we see them as individual things, what it actually comes out to. And again, you guys have worked very hard on this, and with all the changes we've made and cuts we've had to do. That's what people don't realize, what we've cut out of the budget to get where we are today from the requests. And
This is why people don't understand why overtime is mandatory. I mean, this is so much work for you guys, and we're so appreciative.
what was the increase in health insurance this year? Can you find that? I don't have that figure in front of me. Do you know what the increase in health insurance was, Chris?
The increase that we added to employees
Just the
The
rate it
county
went up.
portion, the county portion went down,
Yep.
because they put more on, a little bit more, not a
But
whole lot.
We
Yeah.
added, the employees are gonna pay a little more.
Yes.
I have the calculations of what we're gonna put in for appropriations. I have it down, for county general, I have it down like a little over 200,000, and county general's gonna be decreased. But that's, I mean, you got some departments that are current, that you can't keep, like dispatch. So something might change next year that we have to do some additionals, but like our office, for instance, went from, because we had a lot of different staff, went from 192,000 this year to 270,000 next year. That we have to increase ours where some other departments went down.
Yep.
And Brad, to expand upon that too, I think our planning was in hopes of the council moving everybody to midpoint was to take that, again, baseline hit this year, add a little percentage to the employees, so we're all back to square one again. I think it's been maybe 6 or 8 years since we've had an increase in health insurance on employee pay, so we thought this would be the time to do that.
Okay. I just was curious on that, what that was.
Chris, by the way, at the last 911 committee meeting, they're talking about raising dispatch pay so they can keep people in there.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to have to happen. It's absolutely insane.
There's been a lot of heartburn in dispatch the past year or so with the former executive director, the new director, and his new hire, Josh Sittler, which has
That's a
been
good
incredibly
hire.
fantastic. So we're hoping, dispatch is a very difficult job.
Yes, it is, and
Shift
they've
work,
got to raise that pay up.
shift work, and then we all know the drama with shift work when shift people change and new faces come in and stuff like that. So that's something that they're trying to figure out. They're currently paid out of one of the local income taxes, I think, right? Also got to keep in mind they're wanting a new tower somewhere too.
Gotta
And of
do it.
course,
Gotta
they're
do it.
expecting the county to pay for all that, but I would like to see a little skin in the game from the city of Terre Haute if it's going to be in the city of Terre Haute too. So we're still navigating that as well.
Terre Haute have to have a bake sale to pay for it.
Something, yeah. But
Well,
we have typically taken on the brunt of those costs with our local income tax money, but if it's going to be a tower based in the city of Terre Haute, there has to be some
Yeah,
participation.
it has to be. And on the east side too, by
Yes.
the way.
When we went to combined dispatch years ago. The city used to do their own dispatching.
Right.
We did ours. We did the combination. We took a large hit on that and took over a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, I've been the president of that board for the last 2 years, and Vicky's it next year. No way am I doing it again. That is
The wrong
that's
place.
one heck of a
And
board.
I'll tell you what, it's got to be upgraded because, I mean, if your children's life depend on it, you know the importance of it. We gotta do it. We gotta pull the trigger, period.
Well, you guys have the opportunity to do that right now if you wanted to, or we can bring it
Seriously.
back for an additional
Seriously.
sometime later.
Needs your support.
Oh, I support it. Yeah, 100%.
I know you're in on it.
Yeah.
And that's something we've got to put some,
What's on
Yep.
the screen now is 2020 B column is what we appropriated 2025. C is what we're calculating we'll spend in insurance in 2026. Top one is all county general, and then the other funds are down here. They pay their insurance. County general's down.
that's good.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
All right, that's good.
And then Brad, one more thing about Tim Cunningham. You guys were talking about VSO earlier, the Veteran Service Officer. When they built that new VA clinic, they came to Tim and said, would you have, or would you be available to be here 2 days a week? Because a lot of those veterans go there and they don't even know what type of veteran services
They
we can
don't.
offer
That's
from a
right.
county's perspective. So whether it's medical bills or transportation or something like that, Tim spends 2 days out there. It's been unbelievable.
Yeah, 'cause I see that the van's going all the time.
Yeah.
They're sitting out here too. We're
Yeah.
getting a lot more with that. And then, but still a lot of our veterans travel.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they go for certain things.
Oh,
They
yeah.
They can only do certain things up here, but they go to Danville for their heart.
But those guys are getting older now and they're not able. and-
There was a little heartburn, you know, knowing that Tim would not be here 2 days a week, but his administrator down there has been tremendous on scheduling and still getting them in contact with Tim if he's out there on the east side.
Making her full-time.
Yeah.
She'll be able to stay here and do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So, good. All right, guys, could you put the salary thing back up?
This is also taking into consideration the changes that you've made.
I can't hear you.
It's taking into consideration the changes you made, so like custodians, moving them from a 3 to a 5.
That's already included.
Yes.
And all that, so.
Soil and water commissioner, it's all in there.
I'll make a motion to approve county general to midpoint.
Second.
All of them?
Wait a minute, you just want to put the county general people?
I'm going to be a no on elected officials. I apologize to all elected officials here.
Well, you can't.
Elected officials
Well,
come out
you're
of
asking-
county general.
I'm saying I have to split my
If you don't
vote.
want your money, give it to somebody, but we've got to
We've gotta do
appropriate,
it, yeah.
we got to appropriate what we have. And that's what I need a motion on, is to appropriate this salary.
But it's for more than just county general. It would be for
Yeah, you
all
got
the
all the-
funds.
Everybody.
Why wouldn't we vote on these separately?
Because you're changing all the idea is to get everybody to midpoint.
You move everybody to
And
midpoint.
you move everybody to midpoint.
Period.
It'd be a lot of funds to go through in motion.
Yeah.
If you
I
want
mean,
to give your money to the county, then fine, but you've gotta move everybody to midpoint. That's the consulting firm way.
We just
Give
got to
it
get
to
this
the-
done
give
so
it
they
to
can
the-
get this
give it
in
to
and
the-
figured.
All right. I make a motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Under duress.
And
Absolutely
and
under
for
duress.
what the council makes, it's really nothing, believe me.
It should have been done county or general to midpoint, elected, just like it is right there. We should vote on each of those 3 items.
Elected
Well, we
officials
didn't.
still
It's
comes out of
over.
county general.
We got it.
All right.
We got approved. Thank you.
And we're still making next to nothing, so you ought to be happy.
Do what?
We're still making next to nothing,
Yep. We do it for the love of our community.
and 'cause we're stupid.
Okay, what else do we need to do?
So, I think some of our question that we had on the employees, taking them to midpoint, there are some employees by being grandfathered in, make more than midpoint, or there's the employees
Ooh.
already at midpoint. So,
Now, we have to exempt those employees from midpoint.
that's what we need to know from you guys.
And then, but they would still get 3%?
No.
No, they're
Tell
already there.
us.
They're already at midpoint.
We have to.
Midpoint, anybody who's at midpoint is at the midpoint plus 3%.
And we have to exempt those, we have to exempt those employees, that would be the courts, the clerks, the
Assessor,
assessor,
highway.
and who?
Highway.
And highway. You want to make that motion?
I'll make a motion to exempt everything she just said.
Also,
All employees who are at
Wait a minute.
midpoint
Let her-
plus 3%.
Let her keep explaining before we put this to a vote.
Yeah.
There's some
um,
explanation things that need to be discussed.
Yeah, so also, I think local public health is at midpoint from their own fund. But, I don't think we factored them in our calculations to take to midpoint. And I don't think we did the people who were grandfathered in, making a higher rate than what the midpoint 3% is. So those figures are just keeping those people where they are, and then everybody else who's not up to speed.
Let
taking
me
them
ask
to
you
that.
this question.
The health department, though, they are only at that because of the stipend from the local public health,
That's,
which got cut 60%. So they will not get that stipend
Forever,
in 2026 because the money's not gonna be there.
right.
So then the local public, the health fund, 1159, would take on that midpoint because the monies will be gone from 1161.
But technically, they're still gonna be making the midpoint.
They're technically making midpoint now.
So Judy,
Will have to supplement it.
should we say anyone who is not at midpoint from the general fund?
Probably not the
Except for
general
that.
fund.
let them explain it, let them explain all these things to us. There's stipends and
Well, stipends won't be included.
No.
what?
That, we won't include any stipends, that, they won't count, that won't count at all.
As a whole, I think you need to decide whether or not anybody who is not at midpoint plus 3%, or they're making more than what their midpoint 3% would be from all of the funds together.
But if they're getting stipends,
They won't be in 26.
stipends not included. You have to say stipends not included,
But this,
because stipends in.
But you can't take their pay down. So out of Fund 1161, if they're already at that midpoint, regardless of how it was supplemented, you can't
Will that go
reduce
on
their
forever?
pay.
Will 1161 go on forever?
There's like 8 or 9 people paid out of it. No, no. Okay.
So what happens with 1161?
Sorry.
What happens with 1161, Judy?
It still goes on.
So they're
But
making
they're getting
over
60
midpoint.
They're not. They are at midpoint only because they use that fund to supplement their employees to midpoint.
Ooh.
Now, it's going to go away, it's my understanding, it would go away in 2026 because that grant got cut down 60%.
Is that health department?
It is health department. So then 1159, the general health fund, would just be like us in county general. They would just raise their people to midpoint out of their fund because they're not gonna supplement the stipend, just like some of these people in the courts are paid from grants that get the stipend and everything. They used part of their funding, as they are allowed to do, out of that local public health that we had, or that we do have, to get their people to midpoint.
So,
Where was that? Let me see if I can find it.
Our
I want
courts
you guys to
are
look
owned,
at this.
we don't
You weren't here the
acknowledge
other day
them
for the meeting,
anymore.
so.
Or do we have to put them in?
I mean, we put them in, but we just put them in as,
I was
we're not
amazed.
changing their pay, so we didn't include them in the difference because
so we need to add that in.
it's added.
That's
It
what
is
I was-
added
that's
It's
in.
just
what I
not
was getting ready
included
to
in the
ask.
difference because if you're not raising them
Gotcha.
next year.
So that 1.6 number includes that.
it's-
Did you hear that?
That just takes them to midpoint, I mean, keeps them at midpoint.
It
Right.
keeps them where they are. It keeps them where they are. It keeps the
But they don't get a
clerks.
3%. Now,
Yeah.
you guys gave me something the other day, and I'm going through this. We had a list of all the stipends, and, what was that on? That was on the budget thing?
Yeah, but let's look at, Judy created a spreadsheet. We'll look at Judy's spreadsheet instead of that one.
And things that have changed through the years is longevity and stipend. And I was just shocked at all the,
Now, the longevity is not included on this, that will be.
It doesn't matter, yeah.
that's on their salary, yeah.
I just went through,
Made it
you
so
know,
difficult.
of the transcripts, the clothing allowances, the board members of the different boards. The top's always gonna be county general. And then-
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, that comes out of reassessment, so there's that calculation of the others, and then there's, well, no, that's all the stipends that I have.
There was a sheet that had just full of stipends. That's what I'm looking
Well, that's got, I mean, that has some stipends listed on there.
for. Yeah, but I mean individually stipends. I was just shocked. Not that I want to do away with stipends, but it's shocking. I had that. Yeah, that's what it was. I just wanted to show Steve's thing. These are all stipends.
Yeah, I remember seeing this.
Yeah, it was, I was just shocked at the amount of stipends and how,
Right.
and that's something. And longevity. That's what makes this so hard, there's so many things that are set aside from that. Right. You know, and I look at that, oh my God.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So who do we need to exempt?
Well, courts.
Your options are the
Yeah.
people who are already at midpoint plus 3%,
Okay.
or the people who are making higher than the midpoint 3% rate because of being grandfathered in or whatever the case may be. Does that make sense?
Nope.
Okay.
Let's try it again.
So there's a group of people that are at midpoint plus 3%.
Right? So
And-
they for sure should not, they're already there. They're already
Already
getting
there.
what all these other people weren't getting.
Correct. And then there's a group of people who are grandfathered in. So if they go to midpoint 3%, they would actually lose pay. And I don't think the goal would be to take anybody down
Hmm.
in pay. You just, would you keep them where they are? That's the question.
Right, all right. So I would say we want both of those groups exempted from this proposal. That would be that's where I would stand. Where do you two stand?
Which is included on that total, correct?
Oh, it's not a matter of stand, that's who's exempted.
I mean, they're not in the total
Well, she's saying
if
we
they
have to
didn't
vote
have
on
an
it.
increase. They're not a part of that total. It's-
Right.
I think she's saying we still have to make a motion and approve it.
We need to know which way you wanna go with that.
And so that is, who all would that be again? So I'm gonna write this down.
Courts,
Wait a minute,
okay.
get my stack of papers out of here.
If you saw his notes, I'd like to know how he's gonna find anything later.
I can find it. You'll never be able to look
He
at
does
it.
find it. I watch him go through it.
Yeah.
He goes back to it.
Pen's acting up.
Court employees.
You ready?
Okay, court,
Court, clerks,
slow down,
assessors.
slow rider.
Okay. What do you have?
Court and clerk.
Assessor.
Assessor.
Now, that's county assessor
Yes,
and
County
township
and
assessor?
Harrison. Yep, because that's what you guys approved this year.
okay.
Highway. There's a couple in engineering. It's on your screen up here. And that's it.
Engineering is,
Just two of them.
that'd be GIS?
No. The two at the top of on your screen,
Cambridge and Engineering Services.
pipe crew and director. They're already at the midpoint 3%.
Just in case
How
we
about
mi-
that,
You're right.
Board of Health?
These guys.
Hang on that one. Yes. They
Mhm.
would stay where they are too. That's included.
And how, do we say Board of Health? Do we exempt
It's
them
just
or?
the local public health service fund.
Is that all the Board of Health employees?
No. They're paid out of a couple different funds.
And Board of Health employees who are over, how do we say it?
They're at midpoint plus 3%.
Mm. So these people who are at midpoint already, will they still get their 3% increase at the first of the year?
No, that's what it says they're cutting them
Why,
They're already-
why would they not? I'm curious why they wouldn't get, because we're taking everyone else at midpoint plus the 3% cost of living. Why would these people not get their three?
They're already
Because
at
they're
it.
already there.
They're already
were-
there,
They
copy.
already, when you guys appropriated that, the three,
Got it.
4 different times,
All right, so everybody will be equal at that point.
should be, yes.
In theory.
Should be.
And then you still have the people who are grandfathered in that may not necessarily be on a chart, but then maybe for 2027, it would be closer to the chart.
You ready for a motion?
Are you ready to make it?
I'm ready to make a motion.
Hang on, real quick, one question. There's, some employees that are state mandated for their rates. Like, what was it, adult probation? All these public defenders over here.
Anybody that is state funded, prosecutors.
We don't have to do anything about them.
Do they get cost of living raises, or do you keep them where they are?
We don't do that.
Okay.
They get all theirs from state.
Okay.
So when we do a cost of living raise, do they also get that as well?
No,
I'm just asking.
no, hell no.
I think they do.
Because we would need to exempt.
I think they do.
Why?
But
We
we're
don't
waiting
pay
for
them.
verification on that.
Huh?
We're waiting on verification.
Does the
for
state
that.
do that?
I don't know.
The state
Well, yeah, the
mandates
state
their
pays
rates,
them.
But then we have to know if we give them cost of living.
Why would we pay them?
Cost of living is, COLA is a different,
The last three columns on the
Situation.
right, those are as if we were to get the 3, 4, 5% raise.
they're not our employees.
in our
We pay them.
proposal, in our motion, can we
Well,
simply
anything
state,
that's our employees, we do, but we don't pay prosecutors. I mean, they're not our employees. They're all set by the state. We don't have any jurisdiction over them.
They're still county employees because they're coming out of county general.
Yeah.
But does the state,
They set their salary. Just like the sheriff. Our
With all-
salary ordinance is set where the sheriff gets
Do we
paid.
give the sheriff
by the
a
state's rate.
3%?
It's up to you guys. I mean,
Well, we don't give them cost of living, would we?
Yeah, we have in the past, we've always given
Well,
them.
we're dumbasses.
So like for, I have Jared, he's at the very bottom of this one.
I see it.
So his midpoint, we just kept it the same as his current, because he's obviously off the chart somewhere. And then on the very end, we gave him the 3, 4, and 5, and that's what it would be if that's allowed, and if that's what we do. We don't know.
It's not our call.
But I also don't know if it's allowed. I don't know.
Don't you think they would calculate that in when they set those salaries?
That's the question.
Well, when they set those salaries, I would assume that they would calculate it in.
I don't think so.
do we have someone that we can call to find out?
So we're-
Okay.
Let's slow down a little bit, guys. We're getting ahead of ourselves on some of this stuff. We have to go back and look through and make sure what we're doing. And you guys are checking on that stuff, and that's,
But Chris
you
has
got
something
something,
to add.
Chris?
Yeah. The base salary for the prosecutor, for example, is set by state law, but paid directly out of state funds, regardless of the wealth of the county. Some counties provide additional compensation or benefits such as insurance, retirement contributions, or expense reimbursements, but the bulk of their official salary is state obligation. Prosecutor is paid by the state, but the county covers the cost of the prosecutor's office operations, such as deputy prosecutors, investigators, clerical staff, office space, and supplies. So the state pays for the prosecutor's salary, but the county pays for the operations and staff. So my interpretation of that is they would still get the 3% cost of living raise. The employees, not the prosecutor.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
employees.
doing that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So do we give him the 3%?
If my memory serves me right, didn't we take the prosecutors up last year? The
Deputy
council,
prosecutors.
The deputy prosecutors.
Yep, correct.
Went up last year.
Yep.
But I think during budgeting, they decided not to give them a 3%, or they were kicking around giving them a 3%. So that's why I say, yes, we do give,
But we give the
don't-
deputies the 3%, but not the prosecutor, because the state pays the prosecutor.
exactly, it's not the prosecutor.
Just the prosecutor, not the
Right.
deputy prosecutors.
deputy
Deputy prosecutors are
prosecutors.
county
Correct.
employees, so they would
Correct.
still be eligible for the 3% in
Right,
our
and we
benefits.
don't give the
But the
judges a
prosecutor, Mr.
nickel.
Modisett himself, is paid by the state, same
Correct.
as the judges.
Correct.
That's what I wanted to
Now,
verify.
what about the sheriff?
We pay the
That's
sheriff.
county,
What about the judges?
state.
We pay them 3%?
No.
No.
Hardy har har.
Okay,
Adult
so-
adult probation, they set their salary, and we also
pay
give
it.
them, but we also give them the
3%,
cost of living, yes.
right.
But they get,
They
who's
get-
that?
Adult probation.
Okay.
They're our employees, right.
And the judges are elected officials.
Correct.
And the public
But we never
defender,
considered that into the, okay, that was,
I mean, that would be my interpretation, yeah. Yeah. Again, the decisions you're making are about the people in all of county government, and they should be here to answer your questions if you guys have questions, specifically the judges and stuff like that, so,
uh,
your
we-
call.
We took care of them in the mandate.
Exactly.
No, they took care of themselves.
Go back to the engineering, would you please? Okay.
You better pay him to get one.
There's steel and board paid out of
Can you go back to the engineering, please?
Yes, so this is what I'm showing, so there's 133.34, that's two of your engineer guys paid out of engineering.
I want to see Larry Robbins, put him up. What are they making? Was it 20?
Not understanding salary for the engineer. Increase.
No, because he's not on the chart. So he's not at mid, he's above mid, so I couldn't give him a midpoint because there isn't, so it is the same number.
Okay,
We just
so-
added on a 3.5%.
Oh, okay.
There we go, there we go, that's what we need to see.
I'm sorry, yeah, we just had the other where it wasn't any change.
Well, okay, that's what we need to see.
3%, 4%, 5%.
They're trying to hire, they're trying to hire him away, is what's happening, that's what we're talking about.
That's the salary. Why is Cume Bridge separated from the highway? Is that a separate? He's got paid out of Cume Bridge? Okay. Now, when the highway got their raise, did he get that last time?
Judy will have to tell me.
Yeah. See, I'm curious on when they went to midpoint on the highway, was he included into that? Excuse me. Bless you, son. The highway got it last year, or the year before.
last year. No, year before last,
Year
yeah.
before last.
That's when the whole flap started.
So, did he get his midpoint when he went to, from the highway when they went up?
I'm gonna say yes, because when I was in August,
Up.
and he didn't get anything in 2024.
So,
And then beginning of this year, he went up to 68.
See, he's making the same as a shop supervisor.
the other what?
The other two, Corey and Scott, Neil, sorry.
They didn't, right, because we had a problem with that beginning of the year, right? Change that?
No, you're talking about Scott.
Scott.
You're talking Scott.
That was a payroll issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
But these two guys, Neil and Corey, they're still at base pay. They get paid out of the engineering. So they would need to be moved to midpoint.
Yes. And so I say we're trying to right some wrongs that were done a while back on these.
Council?
Okay, so the engineering, the assistant engineer,
Neil,
Neil, yeah,
permit inspector Corey. They're out of base pay based on the hurry.
okay.
Never got moved to midpoint.
They never got moved to midpoint.
According to the pay records.
Pretty crappy.
Okay, that's what I say, we gotta look at a couple of these individually and hopefully right some wrongs.
I don't think anybody, and I just texted Larry to ask him, I don't think anybody that was paid out of the engineering fund moved to midpoint in '23. I think
Anybody
it-
paid out of what?
Engineering.
That's what, okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay. And,
That
and
went
now,
over
the
big.
pipe crew supervisor, he is paid out of Cume Bridge.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ask. I think. I don't think it was Larry. I don't think it was Neil. Corey wasn't hired yet. I'm not sure about Barber, so I'll go find out.
He isn't here, is he?
He's coming down. He's in a meeting I'm supposed to be in down there.
I was gonna say, I thought I saw him go to a meeting. Glenn? Poor old Rick, he was dragging on. Personally, he's had some back problems. I said, it's kind of funny because we're sitting there, all my guys go. I had been over the house, and everything. And Mike's back was 6 Larry. He's who I was in this was, and Rick, which I heard that. Yes, I didn't know how to get hold of him, but he did good. Anyway, we got that left. Oh. Yesterday I got well, first thing I did was home, they did the, ibuprofen. So we, let us wait for words, but, wait for Vicky. We're still to play, we're still set up. Really? He knows the talk. And, he did a good job. I know it's going to all
All right. In '23 is when the highway department got their midpoint increase. That did not include Larry, did not include Neil, and it would have been Marty Warren at the time who worked here. And then last year, Larry's employees did not get a raise at all, including 3%.
Right.
Larry, Neil, and what would have been Marty, now Corey's position, did get a 3%.
Right.
They did?
Did.
3% last year.
The 3 employees paid out of
But
engineering
the midterm
services.
thing didn't affect them at all.
No. Now, Larry's been gracious enough to not ask for a raise,
Okay, they put that down.
Gracious.
but I think, you know,
No, that's why I say we gotta right some wrongs here.
Yeah.
That's what we're
That's what we're
looking at.
trying to figure out.
yeah, we did.
See, that was my concern. You guys went to midpoint before we were here.
Right,
You know?
right.
And I started looking at these figures and I'm going, there's something not right here. or-
Yeah.
we're
Yeah, so
trying-
it was strictly, all that in '23 was all highway related. So that was all on the highway side.
Yeah.
Everything on the highway side was that, and that
Right.
was part of the discussions there, so, yeah. And then they, once we get to that and it was retroactive to January 23, then was the stipulation that they didn't get a raise in 24 because they got it in 23. 25, they should have got the regular, what everybody else got.
Yeah, the cost of living, COLA.
Yeah, cost of living in 25, yes. Which, I don't, was that 2 or 3%, something like that? 3%.
Okay. And the new inspector, he didn't get a raise either.
Nope.
And
Yeah,
Corey's-
Corey, Neal, and myself were the ones that did not. There
The council did.
was one in particular, the office manager did not get much of an increase either. Because they were already, she was already close to the midpoint. I don't know what the numbers were, but
Is Jennifer paid out of highway?
yes.
who is it?
Jennifer Boland. Jennifer Boland. Everyone else did bump up.
Well, we take her to midpoint. Right? Or we,
Yeah, I think she was taking the midpoint, but
She should get-
she was, the bump was not very much. I mean, it was only like 25 cents an hour or something, because she was already grandfathered in a higher rate.
she was,
Definitely come across like a few of these people that have been grandfathered in, they make almost right at 2.3%, or they're technically over by a little bit. So that's kind of where we were at, like, do you move to a new grade, or do you just give them a 3, 4, 5% raise? Like, it's,
yeah.
because to be grandfathered in, they're already making more than the base pay.
More than midpoint.
Actually, there's some that are just making more than base, there's some that are making more than midpoint.
This goes back, Brad, to your time as commissioner when you wanted to bring engineering and highway together and you established Larry's pay.
Right.
His pay has not substantially increased since that implementation.
No, I agree. That's-
So,
Cost of living.
yeah, cost of living. Understand the point. My recommendation, if I was one of you, would be to increase them to the grade level higher and then give them the 3%.
That's correct.
And then you're done with
Well-
everybody across the board.
Is he a grade? Yeah. You're not a grade. You're out of, they're out of the.
Yeah, no, I know, I
I'm
just
not-
mean,
yeah.
I just
No.
mean if there's a way
Talking
to
about
establish a
this-
grade.
Well, I
The
want to look at the
custodian.
raise.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he's not graded, you know.
Yeah.
I guess it's a 19, but I think that was the
Top.
executive or
Off
whatever.
the
Yeah.
charts.
Is this midpoint here?
No, the blue.
The blue.
Oh, blue, okay.
So Chris, you're saying, just to verify, like, for instance, Jennifer, take her from a 5 to, or a 7 to an 8
Correct.
at the midpoint 3%.
Yeah, because you're still establishing a baseline for all employees, no matter what. If they're currently not a grade, at least we can correlate a grade with them moving forward. And then if we do have another compensation study, whether it's Baker Tilly, WIS, or whoever, at least we all have something established
Right.
for
Just a
everybody to look at.
reference point.
Yeah.
So we'd have to refigure those numbers, which is fine. Probably takes us closer to the 1.7 million.
Oh, say that again.
We didn't include them in our total difference numbers. The 1.6 million,
Right, right.
so we would just have to
It'll be
refigure those in
negligible,
there.
though.
You
Right.
included
Will be
the
negligible.
highway employees though, which they'll just get the 3% this year.
Nope.
Not in our figures, no.
So you're gonna,
Separate fund.
We just left them at the midpoint 3% that they're currently at. Because
We were talking about not giving them a raise at all, so that's what we figured, but we still left the columns at the end. so
okay,
that if we did
then that makes
decide-
sense. Yeah, that makes sense. That's all. right, in my opinion. The three employees I'm talking about right now are Larry, Neil, and Corey.
Right.
Those people, yeah, you've done the right thing.
Well, no, we
Because-
didn't do anything with Larry, I don't think.
Then the
Yeah.
custodian.
Just kept him as what he's making now, and then on the end, he's got a 3 4 5% raise if we choose to do
And we did,
not be.
Which we will,
we already did the custodian
yeah.
Yeah.
at the highway. We changed that. We moved it up to all custodians.
So I've got a few, question that I was gonna ask council. The three employees that I have at the highway that are the 1820 a year, it'd be the custodian, secretary, and the office manager.
Okay, we got the custodian, we
Custodians already,
changed
we've
that.
already done that one.
Well, I was wanting to see about moving them to a 40-hour work week rather than a 35. It's, they're not there when the guys start, you know, in the morning, so they're there a half hour later, get an hour lunch versus being there when the guys are at the same time of the clock. It just, sometimes when the guys are in the office, you know, and the office manager, secretary's there, no one's there to close roads or anything else. They have to wait till they get in the office and then call them later. You know what I mean? So I was wanting to see about moving them to the 2080 rather than the 1820, if that makes sense.
What did you ask for it in your budget? We already done.
Who'd you say, custodian, office manager, and who else?
Secretary, anybody's 1820 on the highway side. What's one thing I wanted to discuss with them to see if they were willing to, you know, to change their schedule, and none of them said that'd be a problem because they usually don't leave anyway. They just don't get paid for that half hour, you know, that other.
Does that custodian, is that part of that we give that?
That's when we
through the
added
thing?
it.
Yeah,
So
see.
she's already got her increase for the custodian,
Yeah, and the hours are all
but the hours,
coordinated,
no.
yeah.
Right.
But,
Now the secretary.
are they paid on 35 hours?
They're paid on 35-hour work week, and everybody else on the highway side is all 40 hours. So I don't know why that was. I was going to ask. I don't know how that got set up like that. I mean, they just weren't ever. It's just weird because the guys are all there a half hour before anybody gets there for the office. So it's just, I don't know. It seems strange to me. And I know it'd be an increase. You know, be a small increase for each one of those.
No increases
So-
are small.
Oh, shut up.
And that's Shelby.
Jennifer and Michelle.
Well, Michelle's already done.
But that's
Oh,
at
but
a
going to
35
40
hour.
hours, you mean?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. If we change the hours, that's the only thing.
Okay. When the highway was done, though, did the secretary, she got her raise too, was included in that?
In
Everybody
20,
on this
in
is-
23?
In 23,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, in 23, yes.
And they would have got it for 25.
And I
right
think
there.
that was one of the reasons, I think, like Michelle, like even though she's on the custodian's line, I think she got the increase in 23, but then didn't get anything in 24, which actually put her behind
Brady?
the rest of the custodians. So I think the rest of them make a little bit more than her, or did.
Okay, that's what we needed to know. Thank you. He's in the meeting, so he,
So,
Thank you.
thank you. You'll need to vote on the moving them to 40 hours for those three. And then you'll need to vote on, or think on, whatever Chris said about moving their grades.
well,
Except for probably the custodian, because that one is moved.
we already did that.
Right.
Okay, but on Larry's grade, I don't see a grade on there. No, he's just, yeah.
He's at a 19, but he's still,
When we hired him in, we
Much
didn't
more.
hire him in at anything. We just gave him a salary.
over a 19. 19 has a scale, but he's still past the
Yeah.
scale for a 19.
Scoot that, can you scoot that over just a little more? I want to see the 5.
To the right.
Yeah.
I did a quick search, Brad, if you don't mind, of counties similar to our size, Vanderburgh, Allen. Their engineer makes around $128,000.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was trying to explain to these guys what an engineer makes.
Well, I mean, you know, and
Okay.
He's just not an engineer though.
Yeah,
He
he's
does
highway director.
I agree.
He creates plans. for
and we're gonna lose
commissioners.
him
I
if
would-
we don't pay him some more
I asked
money.
him the other day, I said, why haven't you looked somewhere else?
Well, they're after him already.
They're after him.
They're after him, I can promise you that.
I guarantee you.
Did the commissioners back in call too?
Yeah.
Yeah, because these commissioners abuse him.
Oh,
And,
100%.
So did we.
Every phone call we get, oh, you need to talk to Larry, isn't it? I don't know what to tell you.
Jerry Netherland never did quarter of the stuff Larry does.
Well, I think it's a testament to his commitment to Vigo County by not, over the last 3 years, not worried about himself but his employees.
And we stole
So-
him from Terre Haute City.
We did, yeah.
What I'd like to do, if he's, is take him to a 5, or the 5% increase.
Larry?
Larry, wait a minute, just have some discussion on that. Take Larry to the 5%.
That's
raise.
pretty cheap, actually.
I'm good with that.
You think that's adequate, Chris?
Yeah, but Brad, do you want to do something with Neil and
Yeah.
Corey as well?
Okay, well, let's.
Corey,
have-
you know,
You want a
They're on a
motion on
different
I don't
Larry?
know about that.
You want a motion on
They're on a separate chart.
Let's look at the other engineer while we're here. Neil,
Say something.
We have.
huh?
Neil is not on this chart. Corey's not on this chart. They're not at midpoint 3%.
Oh, okay, this is just
Okay.
a
So
midpoint,
they're still gonna
okay,
get a
I'm
raise
sorry.
on the
I
other
just thought it
I'm
was
sorry,
regular.
okay. I understand that now.
Yeah, let's have a motion on, the,
Why don't you do the motion together with, since it's the same line, no, we forget.
yeah.
That's what I just said, yeah.
That's
See?
what I'm trying to, that's what I'm trying to take you to the stove, Miss Daisy.
So he's gonna go to the 112.
And what about the pipe crew supervisor? What's your feeling on that?
He's getting the,
He's paid out of Cume Bridge.
but he is at the midpoint already, correct?
So you would take him up a grade,
Yeah.
if that's what you guys voted on.
The only reason I said to just raise them a grade is because you obviously can't go down in pay. So,
Well, yeah,
Out of 15, he would be.
It's not us that
73.
decides
but
the grade, is it? Isn't that HR that would make that decision?
well, this is the, no.
It would be
I mean-
Chris.
On a new position, they could recommend that, but no, the supervisor or
Supervisor,
person in
yeah.
charge recommends the upgrade.
HR would
And
know.
normally,
But I'm just being devil's advocate here. Don't they have to be doing a certain list of criteria to meet that grade? Because otherwise, we just pick favorites and give them raises.
No. I mean,
Isn't that
for
the
thi- for
purpose
this,
of-
the
of-
commissioners would know what he's
I mean,
doing.
we're doing all this work to get everybody on a level playing field, and then we're basically just shooting ourselves in the foot by changing someone's grade without checking to see if it's okay to change that grade. I don't.
But it's not
The-
our job to check their duties based on the grade.
It's who
either.
knows if they can do that job. I mean, Chris knows if he's out there doing that job and he's, cranking it off every day.
or if added duties get
Yeah.
added to them,
Which, I mean, if you're highway or engineering, that's a given.
I don't know. That, to me, it doesn't make sense to change grades without HR saying, yep, the description's changed, and maybe I don't understand grades.
But Chris would know what he's out there doing.
Maybe I'm confused. What's the issue with the pipe crew supervisor right now? Is there any issue?
There is no issue. So
Okay.
they're at a grade 14, which I think we're just getting hung up on grades.
Yeah.
What the grade means.
Yeah, he's gonna get a raise.
He's at a 14. He's already at the midpoint 3%.
Yeah.
So he's
So-
going to get a raise no matter what? 3%?
No.
No.
Okay,
Because
no.
he's already there.
Okay.
Your suggestion was to take him from the 14 to a 15 to get him a raise. So then he'd be at like 73,000 for all of those employees on highway.
Yeah, I understand your point now too.
I just didn't know what the supervisor, you know, if it was out of the grade system or it was in there.
Well, we're going to have to be careful because I think what he makes now is the same as what maybe the supervisors make now. So then you're getting into that, well, if he makes this, then
What are the others, yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
What
the
about,
other-
let's see, superintendent?
Change his title.
The other problem too that, I mean,
yeah.
just to think about is all the other funds or departments that they're gonna say, well, why can't I just move up a grade
Right.
too? So,
Okay,
Usually we change grades. HR may recommend it, or if someone gets more duties
More
thrown on
duties,
them.
that's the
whole
Especially
point,
from the
get-
state,
and
like
you're-
with our office, the state's always throwing more things on there.
right.
Then they may come, supervisor, elected official, come and say, hey, you know, we redid this job description, can you review it? Let Kara review it, and said, yep, that looks good.
Bunch of baloney.
And then it comes to council.
I think, Brad, no matter what you do, there's obviously going to be concerns from some employees. So I think you do what's best now and then think that we'll probably have to open up a salary ordinance again in 2026 and make some corrections. That could be something that the personnel committee could do, is those elected department heads or whatever come to the personnel committee and say, hey, this is what happened, this is where we'd like to be.
Yep.
Ultimately, there's no way to make everybody happy in this thing. So,
No, I mean, we're just trying to right a few wrongs here that were done through the,
When people
before
got left
we were here
behind, yeah.
and 2 years prior, actually.
yeah.
And, you know, we want to get everybody on an even keel here. So okay, so right now, did we vote on Larry?
You did not.
No,
Okay.
we're
Yeah.
saying, they
You
wanted
made
to
a
vote
motion.
on everybody.
No, nobody made a motion yet.
We vote
Didn't
on
Mm-mm.
So she wanted to add them together.
nothing yet.
Yes. I'm sorry. Can I have a motion on that?
I'll make a motion to raise, what's the title of
Larry
this?
Robbins.
Highway engineer.
Engineer.
Highway engineer to a 5% cost of living.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Done deal.
Brad, it appears that Scott Barber was not a part of that initial midpoint increase either. So just
Yeah.
letting you know.
No, that's what I'm
Yep.
going to next on that. So,
I don't know. What's that?
Yeah.
no, that wasn't part of that.
It's not part of it.
Yeah. Or you make a motion?
Motion to move 3 employees to 40 hours to adjust the work schedule.
I'll second it.
Okay. Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, now let's look at Scott Barber in GIS, please.
so he's already included in our, not at midpoint chart, to take him up to midpoint.
Okay.
I just want to see it.
Okay.
Thank you. I thought it was that.
Okay, we need a motion to move Scott Barber.
No, he's
No,
already
he's
in
already
there.
in.
he was already in the salary.
So what are we
or in
gonna
the,
do with it? What do you need
Taking
done?
the midpoint. We don't need it. I just wanted to see what that was, because we had a problem with his salary, if you remember, at the
Okay.
beginning of the year. He wasn't paid for, something.
year
It was just a
before,
problem we
whatever.
took care of. Okay, I'm cool.
Next. What's next?
What else do we have left?
We need to decide on the information, what the state given salaries to see if it's the rates on top of the state didn't they did not give them a cost.
I spoke with Leanne Reisenbeck. They did not get a raise from the state this year. They're at what they were last year. And she said, and typically in the past, they have given them the 3%. I don't think the girls calculated that because it was state set, but they normally do get the 3%.
Just to rewind real quick, Brad. You still didn't do anything with Neil and Corey.
They're not,
And
they're going
engineering.
to midpoint.
Oh, that was the motion?
They-
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Move down to adult probation. Well, wherever they're at. Move up, move down, there you go. Even though the state sets their salary,
Oh, you're talking
So
adult
do we
probation.
just need to
Okay.
put 3% on those?
Because they're already,
That
Okay.
the state sets their salary, we pay the salary.
they're
Motion.
already set at midpoint.
They're not on, they're not a part of that chart.
So, and we don't have anything to do with the salary, we just pay it.
Unless you chose to get a cost of living raise, which is what you
That'd be reasonable, wouldn't it? You think it'd be reasonable? I make a motion to pay the adult probation officers 3% raise.
I guess my question would be, why are they not getting the 3% if they're county employees, and what would the reason for
We
us?
don't pay, we don't set the salary, the state sets the salary, we pay it. So if we want to give them the 3% raise with
Are-
the rest of the people,
Are
we have to give it to them.
giving a 3% raise to anyone else where the state
well,
sets the salary?
that way, then you're gonna come into your deputy prosecutors, because I do not think these girls, when they were going through it, their state, this is what they get. But in the past, they've all gotten the 3% also, not the prosecutor, but
But they-
the deputy
they did.
prosecutors. And that, so that is not included in your totals, because they did not do them to, they're not on the scale.
What did we do with the prosecutors? Did we end up not doing it for them? The deputy prosecutors, did we give them a 3% or not?
But they get gazillions of money.
voted on any of that, we're waiting for anyone that is set by the state, that is, we've only done their salary. We even no raise to different calculations. We just let them have.
They're just not making as much money, these girls are not making so much money.
My humble opinion is, yeah,
So is the
It-
peanuts around here.
I don't think we play favorites. We either say we're increasing everybody that's state mandated, or we're not increasing.
Okay, I withdraw the motion, let's move on.
Okay. And I don't mean favorites, I'm just saying.
No, I got you,
yeah.
let's go, move on, what's next?
Is it to give, are you want to give them a cost of living raise?
I
No,
think we're
I
staying with the
withdrew
state
the
mandate.
motion.
Stay where they're at?
Whatever the state, you're saying this, not mandate, but the state, whatever the state says we're paying them, that's what we pay them.
Their rate is,
That's what we pay them.
that's what we're paying, nothing additional.
Or we do it for all state. Again, all state. I said all state.
I withdrew the motion, let's move on.
All right. Vicky has said move on.
I'm not, I won't second it, I won't make it, I won't second it, let's go. Next. Chris is coming.
Point of clarification. Deputy prosecutors' salaries are not set by the state. They are county employees.
That's right.
Just the prosecutor. So, deputy prosecutors are not paid by the state,
And we'll be
nor is their
giving them a
salary paid by the
3%
state.
raise, that's right.
So they're county employees just like everybody else. So the deputy prosecutors, if you're wanting to treat everybody fairly, would get a 3% cost of living
Correct.
raise. The prosecutor, throw him
Does
out
not.
because he is paid by the state.
And the.
But the deputy prosecutors
and the
are county
public
employees.
Defenders, there's that by the state.
It says state under deputy prosecutor.
That's what he said.
No. He said the prosecutor only.
The salary.
This is the rate. They went to council last year to get them to 82.4 because they couldn't keep people in there. They couldn't fill positions. So they were given a raise to 82,400. I don't believe they were placed on the scale anywhere. I think that's one of the departments that fell outside of the scale, like Larry did.
Says deputy prosecutors are paid by the county, unlike the elected prosecuting attorney. Deputy prosecutors are employees of the county. Their salaries and benefits come out of the county general fund or sometimes from dedicated funds, like incentive programs or, federal programs. The county council typically sets the pay scale for deputies through the county's annual budget process.
That's correct.
The prosecuting attorney can recommend positions and salaries, but the council controls the appropriations.
That's correct.
So should it not say state there then?
It's set by the state.
Copy that.
So the prosecutor's salary is set by the state. Deputy prosecutors are Vigo County employees.
Right.
But we just don't have a level set for them for.
Correct.
They just set a flat rate.
That's it.
In the past, it's like pennies. This is
Next.
How long ago, or how far can you go back on the deputy prosecutor to see if they got raises? Or when did they do the 82.4?
I believe that was 24. Let me look. I've got record of when they went to council.
Thank you.
Brad, do you have an opinion on this?
I want to see when that was set, and if they ever got a COLA before.
A what?
I don't think they got the COLA.
Cost of living.
I don't think so.
I learned something new today.
Cost of living allowance, COLA.
Yeah. Or a Pepsi.
See, I'm president of PERF, our retirement, and my district, half the state of Indiana, is left-hand side. We just had a meeting out in Indianapolis. See, the state gives us 1% COLA.
Well, while we're waiting on that.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. We're no longer waiting. No, we're waiting. I've always said I would never vote to give myself a raise, and I won't, but I will say this. If you're serving on a special committee, you are not getting paid and should be.
But
Well-
when you're on an elected office, you're not giving yourself a raise, you're giving a
Position
into the
raise, not
future.
you.
It's not
Position.
you.
It's just like, I look at some counties, I was on there, most counties, the commissioner was appointed to, they gave him $50 stipend every time he
As a,
had a meeting, yeah. We done that here.
that's why it's a piss poor.
If the job was
Let me muddy
truly
this some more for you, Judy.
the meetings and a little bit before the meetings to prep, then I think the pay is, but the amount of time that you spend on the special committees becomes overwhelming. Yeah.
Well, in some counties, the president makes more money.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got now?
Let's just muddy the waters a little bit more.
Thank you.
Indiana Code 33-39-6-2 says that deputy prosecuting attorneys' salaries must be at least 70% of the annual salary of the full-time elected prosecutor. Are we there?
Probably over.
Well, the sheriff is based on the
See, Terry's a part-time prosecutor.
Does he claim it as a part-time prosecutor, or is he getting a full?
No, he's part-time.
Man, what a mess.
Phil was the, let's see, Bob Wright was full-time and Phil was part-time.
Yeah.
Jerry's part-time.
Yeah, see, they can choose to be
Full-time or
full-time
part-time.
or part-time.
I think
So if he's
all
part-
elected
he's
officials should be
70%
that way.
Part-time pay, that,
I think they should be full-time.
No, I'm saying I think all elected officials
Mm-hmm.
should have the right to choose whether they want to be a full-time or a part-time.
I don't
And
think
take-
they'd be full-time.
Well, but I'm saying there's many that are not.
He's paid for by the state.
And
yeah.
so if they're going to choose,
Council should
I have
be
no idea.
part-time, but otherwise-
I'm saying if they're going to choose to be part-time, then you just get a reduced salary. And there's nothing wrong with that.
But what could be part-time besides
Huh?
council?
I mean, it happens now.
What could be part-time besides?
If we had a part-time auditor, who manages the office?
What could be part-time besides council?
Well, let's look at the township trustee position. Brad knows this. It is a full-time job if you want to make it a full-time job.
Better believe it.
But most of our trustees, some of them are really great. Some of them don't even turn in budgets.
Stacy
So,
works her
right.
guts out.
But the people who come to the township trustee are usually people in major jeopardy, poor relief, electric bill, whatever. But if you can't get a hold of your township trustee, so I don't know how that pans out in the future.
I think it should be mandatory full-time. I mean, those people, the board relief is one of the most important positions there is.
yeah, I've got one, she called me the other day, because I was on the advisory board, and I'm agree, but
Now, that's a real question.
And she said she's called, can't get hold of anybody.
Yeah, they call here all the time too.
Yeah.
And the county commissioners don't have any authority over that.
Okay,
So-
so I know we're going backwards here, but I've got the information. The deputy prosecutor base salary for 12 of them was raised to $80,000 in June of 2023. Now they're making 82.4. They're making 82.4 because they got a 3% for 24 and 25.
Thank
And
you.
what does Terry make?
We're trying to figure that out. I did not know he was part-time, so.
June of 23. Did you hear that?
No.
was based off of
But it would have to be based off of a full-time prosecutor, which are equal across the board, across the state of Indiana. No. Because I think prosecutors' pay is the same to avoid the politics of it in counties.
Do public defenders have to make the same as a prosecutor, or is it different?
There's a correlation, but I can't remember what it is.
Didn't it go by cases too?
I can't remember. I love doing this with you guys.
Huh?
I seriously love this stuff.
So did
My
that.
joke was going
So
to be
did those girls.
because you're getting paid to be here.
Yeah.
So a part-time prosecutor gets 60% of the full-time salary,
Well, that's easy to figure out.
but I don't know what the full-time salary is.
Well,
Will it be the same as the sheriff, right?
185, 185, 4, would that be?
Y'all aren't going to like that number.
What'd you say?
I said, y'all aren't going to like that number. You said 60%?
Well, the sheriff is the second highest paid employee in the county, right? Well, the salary that I looked at for the sheriff last year, that means the prosecutor would have to be paid astronomically.
Yeah, it was 185, 185
Yeah, I
or
think
something
the
like
prosecutor
that.
only pays himself 85,000 or something.
Here,
Yeah.
I think you'd be off your rocker.
What's his salary?
It's like 100,
He gets
185. 185, 4. I think that's what it is.
No.
Are you saying part-time or full-time, Brad?
Part-time.
I think they're talking about full-time.
Who writes the check?
The state.
It's probably Gregory.
So full-time elected prosecutor is set by the state is 183,513 in 2024.
It's, I think it's 185, 4, I believe it is.
Okay, now, take 60% off of that.
111.
No, less than that.
Hmm?
Less than that. If you take 60% off,
60 off.
No. They said they get paid
They get
60%
paid
off.
60, take 40 off.
Take 40 off. Take
Oh, okay.
185 times 0.6. We'll give you your
okay.
111, which is what she's suggesting is correct.
So 60%.
And then all the deputy prosecutors rent office space in his building, and where you got that going for you. He's not starving.
The average for deputy prosecutors last year was 89,514.
That's for the state of Indiana?
That's what my.
These are things that it's hard to find out on this stuff, you know, before it was pretty simple to know what salaries are, and then all these stipends and longevity. And we're gonna make a lot of people mad. Okay, so if they're county employees, but when was that salary set for that salary?
Well, it said it was 2024, and
So
says
that-
that it's where the sheriff gets their salary,
Nope.
and that's where the sheriff is at this year, so I would assume it's the same for 2025.
Okay.
Are you talking-
183,513.
Are you talking about deputy
I'm talking
prosecutors?
about the
Deputy prosecutors?
prosecutors.
April of '23 is when that 80,000 was set. And then they've had 3% raises in '24 and '25. That's why they're at 82,400 now.
Okay, so they have had the 3%.
Yes.
But is it?
And that would be the same, and that would be the same with, public defenders, right? Okay. It must just be that the amount of cases, whenever you have so many cases with the prosecutor and then the public defenders, has to be able, they get so many cases.
See, there, remember 183.5.
Okay, because you look at the public defenders and they're 69,000. And 82.4 for deputy prosecutors. Okay. Okay, so where are we at now? On the deputy prosecutors, or what do we want to do?
Terry's having Rob send everybody some information about that increase from last year.
Increase of what?
In '23, yeah.
They're a county employee. Okay, so we need to change that. Okay. Wipe them out.
Yeah.
In their pay records, it says that there's 3 different groups. They all make the same, so.
Yeah, just according to the Indiana code is a deputy prosecutor is to get paid 70%, at minimum 70% of what the elected prosecutor gets paid as if he was full-time. Make sense? I think there's, whether they're full-time or not, I think there's some part-time deputy prosecutors too.
You say it's a state mandate or state law?
Yeah, Indiana code, yep.
So we're currently in violation.
No, I don't believe so.
Say it again.
I don't believe we're in violation of Indiana state code. I think that they are proportionately paid 70%.
Take 185 and multiply, I did it times 0.6.
But I'm still trying to get verification on if, it says here,
Get 129.
What about at $110,500? That would line them up with.
I think is what I came up with. No,
I mean, if the prosecutor was paid 111 or 110.5,
110 is what I got, yeah.
if the prosecutor was, 70% would be around that current.
You said you were basing off of if you were full-time.
And that's what I'm still trying to figure out, because it looks like the minimum pay for a prosecutor is 110,500, but the maximum is the 185 range for a full-time prosecutor. I'm still waiting for Rob to get back with me, Roberts, but if that's the case and Terry takes the $110,000 compensation from the state, oh my gosh, I can look that up on the state site real quick and see what he gets paid. Then the current pay at 82.4 would put them at 70% of his $110,000 salary.
Would set, at 110,000, 70% is 77,000.
Yeah, okay. Then yeah, then then that pay is good.
Chris, I don't know if you read this or not. It says Indiana County prosecutor and deputy prosecutor salaries depend on the county's population and assessed valuation, with the Indiana Supreme Court mandating pay increases and setting a statewide minimum for judges, magistrates, and deputy prosecutors.
Yeah, and then the judges and the prosecutor are paid in correlation with each other as well.
Did you say it sets the rate for the state sets the rate for deputy prosecutor?
Yeah, and it gives an example of Bartholomew County's prosecutor will earn $183,513 annually, starting July 1st, 2024, while Johnson County deputy prosecutor may start at $92,000.
We earn the same as Bartholomew County.
Are we about the same size as them?
That's what she put in, that's what went to, put in for her, so that's the same as, would be for us if we were full-time.
So then, if these deputy prosecutors are county employees, could we just simply say they'll get the 3%? And then you could just
I guess so.
move on, because we've established in 2023 that they were increased to their.
They're making 82,000 right now.
They don't have a grade, right? That's the problem. What's their closest grade?
Grade 17, 85276. Just one more. That's the more than the 3%.
Does 3% get them to that midpoint?
This would be more, they're supposed to do
They'd be passing it.
it would be past midpoint according to this. It would just be classified as a grade 17 at 1.3%, 85,276.
Since they're a county employee, they're being paid for paying the perf and are eligible for insurance.
Again, that's why they take the job, because they get the insurance. It's true.
I just, wondered how they got to the 82.4.
It started at 80,000, and they got a 3% raise, which
Prosecutor presented things to council in 2023, and they voted to bring them up to $80,000. Then in 2024, they got the 3%, and in 2025, they got a 3%, which equals 82.4.
So are you proposing that there's something to do here, or is it time to move on?
Suppose if you want to give them 3%.
Well, if we're giving employees 3%, we gotta give them 3%.
Are they
right?
technically above midpoint or not?
So if you gave them a grade, that'd still be a raise, slightly more than 3%.
But now, hold on, these are not people that are graded the same way. They are evaluated based off the prosecutor's salary, so we don't deal with that.
Right, well, yeah, however you want to, Vicky, as long as they're making a minimum of 70% of the prosecutor's salary.
And they are.
And they are.
So we don't have to evaluate anything else, we just give them 3% cost of living. Would you say so, Larry? Okay, you think you agree, Stephen?
I could go either way on this. I could see giving them 3%. I could also see where they're making more than the 70%, and is it needed? My next question is what ripple effect does this have on other offices such as defenders or?
Well, if we're giving cost of living, we give cost of living. Would you agree that's correct? Are we doing that on deputy sheriffs? Are we doing that on deputy sheriffs? 3%?
So the mayor deputies,
Did we give them that?
Is that included in your 3%, your total? Okay.
Because I'd say that would be a comparable contrast.
so we figured then, back on the chart, at the midpoint.
The deputies,
So does that,
Currently, they're at 65,000, and we just took them, back on the chart, midpoint percent was 68,661.
so they would be included in the people who are getting a 3% anyway? Going to
So we
midpoint?
have to midpoint 3%.
you already have that.
So
in your
they're already
figure.
there.
Yep.
Yep.
So
Not
I-
already there, they're already included in the proposal to
so
get there.
I think we have to give it,
They do, they work on the fair training.
so if we're giving it to county employees, then we give it to deputy prosecutors.
About public defenders.
And if we give it to them, we give it to public defenders. I mean, we either give it to county employees or we don't.
I agree with that.
Okay. As
I-
fair as fair.
I think at the time of the compensation study with Baker Tilly, the sheriff's department wanted to remain kind of their own group because of the stipends that they receive with their
Who's
pay.
that?
The sheriff's department,
Yep.
specifically the merit deputies, not the administration or office employees.
That you
Well,
believe
I
what?
understand that, but I mean, a cost of living is a cost of living. I mean, that's something the county gives.
When Baker Tilly came in and did the compensation study, which this was 4 years ago, Steve, so I'm trying to, I believe the sheriff's department wasn't interested in the compensation study because they had already had and came forward to the council with their own requests of a base pay plus a stipend depending on your rank and they just kind of wanted to stick with that.
But does every.
So you're saying they prefer not to
deputy-
have the raise?
Does every deputy?
No, not saying that.
Let me,
Requested the county-wide, in their requested incentive for this year, was to take it to whatever the county decides to do as a whole.
Okay.
does the
And-
let me ask this question, does every deputy get a stipend?
I don't believe so.
Then we give a cost of living countywide.
Now, I'm a county commissioner, so I'm trying to stay in my own lane, but my recollection is their stipend is based off of a merit system
I
in the merit
understand.
deputy.
So not all of them get it.
So,
So the ones that just say merit deputy, they don't get any sort of extra stipend. Now below where it says night shift, detective, K-9,
I
inspector,
understand.
those
And so what I'm saying is everybody that's a county employee, if we give a cost of living, we give a cost of living to every county employee. That's what's fair.
I don't disagree. You're 100% correct. But I think for the county commissioners, what we would like to see is a grade for every employee. Not meaning you have to do it this
Well,
year.
good luck, get that started and come
I know,
back to us.
but we have to get to that point.
Yeah,
We have to get to a point of everybody having a grade so it is even across the
Yeah.
board. And we no longer just do these individualized requests.
okay, well, so we'll give, 3% we'll give 3% to the deputy prosecutors. I make a motion to give 3% to the deputy prosecutors. It's only money.
Do we even need a motion for that? Can't we just say we make a motion for all
All
county
county
employees that are not
employees.
already there? Or do we need to do a separate motion?
Because these were not a part of the chart
They-
scaling, then
Okay, go ahead.
separate adult probation.
I thought adult probation was
I make
state.
I make a motion that all county employees who are already not receiving a county, blah, 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 blah. I move that all county employees who are not already receiving a 3% cost of living increase.
No, you gotta do it with the median, up to the midpoint. Say all county employees.
Strike that.
Yeah,
Be-
the sheriff did request across the board county raise if provided by the council.
Yeah, I think what the auditor's office is struggling with is those employees still don't have a grade.
Right.
And they're still gonna have to deal with that grade issue. So if you make a motion to just basically say, I mean, you could simply make a motion that says, all employees who currently don't have a grade gets a 3% cost of living increase, but they're still gonna have to deal with, in the future, they still have no grade and there's nothing to have a baseline for. So you could correlate a grade with their pay. And I think that's what Morgan's trying to say is that 65,000 that you're seeing
You're just
is,
taking a position and just giving it a, somewhere on the scale of a grade.
Based off of what they're already making
Right.
to what the base is. Separate, that's gonna be separate though from for deputy prosecutors and for prosecutors.
We're talking a bunch of money here.
Should, would it be, I'm just talking out loud, this may not be a good idea. Should I not talk out loud?
You're here.
If there's not a, if they don't have a rating, what's it called? I can't think of the word.
Grade.
Grade, thank you. If they don't have a grade, we really can't fabricate a grade. Would we be wiser to simply say they stay at 65? There is no midpoint for them, but we give them a 5% instead of a 3%, which really comes out to pretty close to the same number, right?
You're talking, just give them a base salary.
Well, they have a base salary, it's 65.
Right.
So we either have to,
that's not their salary, right?
we don't know what midpoint is for them.
Right.
it doesn't really, unless you get them a grade, you don't know what midpoint is. So without that,
Knowing you can add a 3, 5, 4, 5.
right, should we simply say, look, we don't know what midpoint is, so in lieu of that, we're gonna opt to take deputies to a 5% increase, whereas everybody else is getting a 3. Is that even fair to do? I don't know that it's even fair to do.
You can tie it into everybody gets the 3% thing, you know.
What do you think?
I don't disagree, they should probably get a bump, but I wanna know what the fair way to do that is.
What if you take a base salary and add 3%?
On top of that,
3% of the
I'm
base salary
probably
is a
shouldn't
fair
be,
thing.
So then if you give them the 3%, they would be making 66,940.
It's still raised.
And then
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
And then there's stipends, is what she said.
If you look at that, it takes them to 666, 661, that's $1,500.
3, 4, 5.
So, to me, the stipend is nothing, it doesn't work for everybody. It's because somebody's doing something different, above and
Just
beyond.
put a
It's
little
like
thing in their
it's going from a
paycheck that
merit
says
deputy
life's
to
not
maybe a
fair.
lieutenant or sergeant or something like that. I don't know.
Stipends and
Yes.
longevity.
Yeah.
But that's how it is
See,
when
they
you
have
work a long
longevity
time.
and stipends.
Well, what if we were to
Just
call
take the 3%.
the sheriff and ask his opinion?
We don't care what he says.
We don't care, okay.
County raise across the board for the council's decision.
Council's decision, he already put it in here.
Okay.
And I'd say go at 3%.
That's
like
what
the
I
rest of
say,
them.
and it's a cost of living, it's a cost of
So
living
from all merit
increase.
deputies, you want to take them to the 66,950. Just the merit deputies.
Their base salary would increase by 3% for cost of living is what they're suggesting.
That's what, and that's what's fair.
Or go the charge.
I am going to remove myself from this equation other than the conversation.
Well, then be quiet.
Okay, thank you.
You got it started.
I
You
know.
ought to finish it.
Steve, are you paid by the sheriff's department?
No.
I don't know, then my recollection of state law is you do not have to abstain from anything in the sheriff's department, even if you're a merit deputy, or a.
No, I'm a
Running for
candidate
office.
running for that office.
Oh, that's
And I don't
right.
want to violate.
But you haven't, the filing deadline is not until January of 2026.
No, and it's not, he doesn't have
So,
to excuse him, recuse
I don't think you should I mean, because you're not voting on what you would do in 2027 when you take office. This is still a whole calendar budget year ahead of that. So.
You don't think there's a conflict here that I would be voting on something that I am seeking to?
I was a county
Pie in
council
the
candidate,
sky.
or I was a county commissioner candidate on the county council voting for things for county commissioner's
It doesn't
office the
influence
following year.
anything, Steve, you just should vote.
Okay.
Now, you do whatever you want, you think is best, but.
I think it's going to pass without me, so I don't think it matters. And if I can stay out of it and clean, I prefer to do that, but if you need me, I will be there.
We already started out.
Yeah. I've already started abstaining, right?
Motion?
Just for the merit deputies, you're motioning just the merit deputies, 3%.
But you could say merit deputies, public defenders, deputy prosecutors, because they currently don't have grades. So you could go to the 3% for those three groups,
That's what I said,
and then
all
we'll get to work on the
3%.
on the
State
pay
it.
rate.
Go ahead and
I'm not
state
making
it.
a motion. Did they get the same as the 3%
Okay,
increase?
merit deputies,
If they're median, if they're midpoint, or a salary set, they get 3%.
correct.
Is that right?
Can't use midpoint as a reference, because they're not on the scale, so just say 3%.
Or salary, I said.
Or salary.
Set salary.
That's how,
So midpoint and your set salary, they get the 3%.
And that will be public defenders, deputy prosecutors,
They're all set salaries.
and merit deputies. Deputy prosecutors.
But that salary, Judy, would be set by the state.
Now, that is not elected officials.
And are you
Is
including,
that elected officials? I guess yes. Elected officials, cost of living,
Yeah.
including elected officials.
we-
Just me, the sheriff, or in
You already approved that.
We did that. 3% cost of living increase.
But we've already set the council and
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not previously included. How am I doing? I do.
Vicky, basically, there are just, I would say, 50 or 60, maybe 70 employees that have a salary per the 2024 salary ordinance that was established during the Baker Tilly study.
Correct.
So you could say that anybody that does not have a grade currently could simply receive a 3% cost of living increase. And the council and the commissioners and HR will have to establish a grade in 2025 or 2026 moving forward. Does that make sense? I mean, that would be the cleanest, simplest way. Yeah.
I threw my voice into Chris, and that's the motion that I made.
Okay, but wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Hold on, I take it back.
I think your earlier vote was that just employees, or did that include elected officials to midpoint plus 3%?
Including elected officials to midpoint.
Okay, so then, yeah, what you're saying, or what your motion could be is anybody that does not have a grade gets a 3% cost of living.
Correct. That's the motion.
Right.
He can't make a motion.
Is there a second?
Okay, so.
I don't want to be responsible for this. I still want to be able to blame you guys, so.
'Cause I'm not going to court.
He can't make a motion. But elected officials, we already approved, didn't we?
Right.
Okay, so that doesn't need to be in that motion.
Employees.
I'll make a motion. Because I
Let's
think.
hear
that-
yours.
I knew we'd get him out of.
Well, because I think this
offense.
includes everybody. It's not about the sheriff's office. I would make a motion that anyone that is on a salary and does not have a grade set for them would get a set 3% cost of living increase as a county employee. Did I miss anything?
Ones that are supposed to be listening to over there.
Oh, I can't do it
They're not
twice.
paying attention anyway. That's what it is.
Judy
I second
Morgan?
the motion.
What do you think? What are you talking about? Okay, don't include any state paid employee, they're out. Which would only be the judges, and the prosecutor.
And we're not giving them?
Adult probation or adult protective? Oh, I heard you say it. Sorry, Judy. Yeah.
Okay, we keep muddy in the water, guys. Let's think about it before we start talking and think how we want to do it.
If they're a state employee, I assume the state's going to give them some type of.
Right.
Guys, you got to speak up a little bit. I cannot hear you guys at all.
Adult probation was not given a raise for 2026 by the state. It's the same salary as what they were for 2025.
But the county's paying the salary. But that's because the,
I think
That's
you should
because
do
the
it by
state put
the
a-
salary ordinances and what ones are.
state put a freeze on raises, right?
Right.
That's what we need. Go to, make a list. I'll make a list.
Following the chart, we're just going by people. Adult probation, rates are set by the state, county pays it. You want to give them 3% or not?
I don't know. Go through everybody.
Are they state are they state employees?
No, they're county employees,
But-
paid by the county.
But their salary is set by the state.
Are there any other employees that fall into that category?
Yeah.
Other than the prosecutor or judges, are there any other employees that fall into this category?
I don't think so.
So this is a unique situation.
I say we pay for cost of living their county employees. I never figured it out, 11, 12.
Okay, so you got adult probation, or state, county employees.
Okay, who else?
And what were we doing for,
Who's next? Who else is in there?
is there any-
Juvenile probation.
You're not for sure what?
juvenile probation?
Their salaries set by the state.
They're county employees.
All right.
Paid out of county general.
I really wish Terry or Rob was here. But Indiana code requires that probation officers be paid at least the minimum salary set by the state. The Judicial Conference of Indiana adopts a probation officer salary schedule, but the actual salaries are set locally. So while the state mandates the minimum, counties, through their courts and county councils, decide the actual salary.
So they're county employees.
Mhm. So whatever the minimum is for adult probation officers, I'm sure we have met that threshold.
Okay.
But I don't know what, in addition, they would get paid to that minimum.
Okay, they're paid like $60,000. 170.
1, 2, 3,
Intake officer.
6, 7.
So
You're
that's
talking about
16
$14,000
employees. Okay.
roughly. $2,000 a piece, roughly, at 7 people here. Is my math
Mhm, there's
somewhat there?
16 so far.
Not,
7 or 9 on the others. So what else we got?
and then you've got the ones up above. I don't know how many of those there were.
9.
So $32,000 ballpark, if it's an average of 2,000. I'll make a motion, I'll try it again, to increase any county paid employee that does not have a grade rating and has a set salary, to give them a raise of 3%, regardless if the state has set their salary or not, to give them a 3% raise as a cost of living for 2026. Except for what? And except for Larry, yes, because we've already done. And all right, exceptions would be anyone we've already discussed outside of this particular motion and have agreed on something different.
I second that rascal.
And this does not include prosecutor or judges. Am I correct?
Bless you.
I second the motion.
Wait a minute, you gotta make sure they got the motion written down. Don't push, let's go. Make sure they all got the same thing. Now read the motion back to us, if you're done. Please.
I got it. I wrote it down.
Here's what I have written down. Motion to give any county paid employee that does not have a grade already set for them a 3% raise, excluding all already granted raises from these hearings, except the judge and prosecutor. Motion by Steve Ellis, seconded by Vicky Wade.
To clarify, when I said except judges, I don't mean,
Because they're already,
meaning, to clarify, judges and prosecutor do not get the 3%
because they're paid by the state.
because they're paid by the state.
Yeah.
Correct. Just wanted to clarify that because
That's it.
you said the except after a different
Yeah, but it
exclusion,
was
so
just
I wanted to
making-
make sure we understood what that exception was too.
Okay, got a motion made, seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I think we got it.
Are we done? Are we ready to go home?
No, we gotta sing the Hallelujah
Okay,
chorus.
time out. What about the employees that are grandfathered in?
People who are already above midpoint, I think we already decided we weren't touching that.
They already got the 3%.
So there should have, oh no, yeah, okay.
Now, but let's see, the ones that got the 3% like last year and the year before.
They've always got a 3%. They've already been grandfathered, so their salary is constantly in there. And you don't want to give them a raise.
So maybe we need to redo that motion to exclude
No.
No, don't touch that motion.
'Cause
Ray,
that-
okay.
the motion of the ocean, not touching it. All right.
If they're already been at median, and if most of them have already gotten their 3% raise each year, right? Okay. So now you're not wanting to give them a raise.
Not right now.
Not right now because you're trying to get everyone else caught up, trying to get everybody on a level playing field.
Okay.
No matter what you do,
Oh, there's gonna be mad people.
there's
mad.
going to be a problem, and we're going to have to fix it.
No, I
And
don't-
we
well-
will help you fix it. They can be mad at all of us.
What if you
but-
are the problem?
That's fine.
As usual.
Yeah, I'm the problem. That's fine.
Well, this is just a catch-up phase right here. And then next year, we'll see what happens.
And no, there's nobody to blame. Every council's been individually different. I just wish, as county government, we never went down the rabbit hole of picking groups to take to midpoint,
Oh, that was a big mistake.
and then we have to get to here, which has really muddied the waters for everybody because as a change in auditor, as a change as new people come in, including employees in this old building, that information that has been accounted for over the years has changed or not given.
But didn't the commissioners request the one for the highway?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that was when
So-
they were all quitting. I mean, they were all
Well-
getting hired by the
But the
state.
problem is, that's what we're saying, we
Yeah.
pick and choose,
Yeah.
and that happens.
Right.
But
you
it
know.
wasn't of our
Um,
doing. You have to address things as they come along.
Yeah,
hold
I
on.
wish we didn't do that.
Ladies, do we have anything else to cover?
Wait a minute, you got a
Oh,
motion?
yeah.
Somebody's
We
gotta
do have
make
a motion for what?
No, somebody's gotta make a
We're
motion.
not leaving.
I will make a motion that if any county employee is already making above midpoint, in an effort to get the rest of the employees on an equal playing field, that we do not increase those rates because they have already had the benefit of being above everyone else for however long. So we're trying to get everybody up to them.
With an effort for, and hopefully that they will understand that that's what we're
Right.
doing. I second that motion.
Let me hear the motion.
I like it with the caveats better. All right. I'll make a motion that anyone who has a grandfathered,
Wait a minute, you've already got a motion on the floor.
Well, he's correcting the
No.
motion.
Well, did you second it?
No.
Yes, you did.
Shut up.
Withdraw your second, withdraw your second.
I withdraw the second.
Withdraw your motion.
I withdraw
Make
my
a cleaner
motion.
motion.
all right. I shall make a motion
Ready?
that any county employee who is already grandfathered at a rate that is higher than the midpoint remain at their salary actually, that's probably enough. Is that not enough? You want more? We are doing a 3%?
No, remain at their current
Yeah,
situation.
remain at their, right, I left it where it was. Is that, did I not give enough information? Is it not clear?
Well, you can't say plus 3% because they'll think they're getting 3%.
Oh, okay, all right. I withdraw that motion. I'm gonna do it again. I'm sorry, you can probably leave it there. I'm just gonna add to it more or less. I'll make a motion that any county employee that is grandfathered in at a rate that is higher than midpoint plus 3% remain at that rate.
I second that motion with the hopes that those people will understand that we have addressed this situation in an effort to get everyone at the same level this year.
Can I just point out on the graph here, the one that's on the recent March, so currently she makes the 52,347, but in the range, guidance for midpoint 3%, and it's lower than what she's currently making. In theory, she would say 52,347, as your example.
Okay.
Read
They-
the motion back, read the motion back, Brady, when you have it written.
Actually, can I
Wait,
can
you
I
already got
withdraw
a
and
motion.
redo it? No, I've got a better one.
Wait
I've
a
got a
minute,
better one.
Wait a minute, you got a motion and a second.
All right.
Remove your second.
I removed my second. I thought it was
Remove your-
really
I
good.
remove my motion and I'm gonna rephrase it.
Brady, got more paper?
I'm gonna sing
Okay.
mine. I'm gonna sing my second.
All right. I am making a motion that any employee that is grandfathered at a salary that is equal to or above midpoint plus 3%, that we do not bring them down to adjust it, but instead we leave them where they are at and allow them to continue getting that salary.
That was brilliant.
Let him read the motion back to us, and then we'll see how brilliant it is. Get ahead of our secretaries.
Yeah. So I make a motion that all employees that are grandfathered in at a salary of equal to or above midpoint plus 3%, in our effort to get everybody at midpoint plus 3%, we do not decrease their pay to get everybody on equal playing ground, but instead we leave them where they currently are so they can continue getting that increased salary. And did you second that?
Not until we got got it
Okay.
written down,
Yeah,
they said,
We want to hear the
wait.
motion first.
Okay.
Here's what I got. I can start from the first one you did and read them all. if you'd like. I have all employees grandfathered in at a salary that is equal to or greater than the midpoint plus 3% suggested, will not be decreased, and will remain at their 2025 salary. Motion by Steve Ellis, not seconded yet.
Do you understand the motion? Okay.
I second the motion.
Motion's made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
One last thing. Can we have a motion for all longevity schedules? We can keep them the same, please?
Say it again.
All longevity schedules?
Remain
Would
the
you like
same
to keep
instead
them
of
the same?
expanding them out.
Yes.
They were expanded out last year.
There's 3 different ones, so you can vote to keep them all just where they are.
Sheriff,
Dispatch and all other county employees.
I move that all longevity schedules remain the same.
Second it.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
I don't think
Motion
there's
passes.
anything else. I think it's it. No.
What else?
Are we finished?
I know I
I
am.
have one.
All right.
So
Knew
when I
she'd
was-
add one.
When I
There you
was
go.
going back through and creating these spreadsheets on stipends and overtime and all of that, in the sheriff's budget, we have part-time courthouse security already paid at $22.28 an hour because they have their own salary ordinance.
Okay.
But we moved all part-time people up to $18 an hour. So you can't decrease them.
No.
Need to know what you want to do. Leave them at the 22.28
Yep.
plus 3%, or no, not for, oh, they have to vote on part-time too. No, they're not. Okay.
Yep.
Minimum of 18, okay.
I just changed the place.
So part-time people receiving over $18 an hour would just remain at their rate that they are.
Thought we did that, didn't we?
Yeah.
His motion stands.
Yeah. They get to continue keeping the benefit of being paid extra.
For part-time.
I don't think we actually voted to just keep them where they are. We just voted to move part-time to. a
18.
minimum of 18. But I don't think we voted to keep anybody above the 18 where they are.
And that's
Stephen's
talking,
motion will stand, though.
But he didn't say part-time, that was full-time employees.
yeah.
Did you say
Okay.
full-time?
All right.
Here we
So
go.
you can just do a motion on the
Um,
part-time.
I'll make a motion that any part-time county employee that is currently making above $18 an hour will continue to make the increased wages until otherwise noted.
Second.
Can you read that back to me, please? Oh,
She's writing it down.
I know, she'll have it. Just don't push. Just slow down and relax. We're getting close. Oh.
Go ahead, Larry.
Councilperson Steve Ellis makes a motion that all employees making above $18 an hour will remain the same until otherwise noted.
Part-time.
Part-time.
You didn't add part-time.
Did I not say part-time?
No, that's my
You
fault, I
did.
didn't.
You did.
Make a motion that all part-time employees making above $18 an hour will remain the same until otherwise noted.
Did somebody second it? Oh,
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Okay, does this conclude everything we need to have done? Okay, that was my next question. I wanted to make sure.
So when
But-
do we continue till?
Well, we want to appreciate those people that are watching us and listening to us.
And apologize.
The Budget Committee.
And apologize.
We apologize. But the committee had a lot of requests this year for our budget. We cut more than $1 million out of some of those requests. And our employees are important to us, and we're trying to get it structured through the new budget to where our employees are compensated, and our employees are good people, and we want to try to make this work, working along with the commissioners and everybody. But those who've been watching, we appreciate it, and we're going to recess. Right now, we're going to recess in case of emergency when we get to our budgets.
Duties.
Get
Call for
everything-
attention.
Finished. So we will recess until further notice.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks for your help.